some people have been noticing that in the past few of my videos, the background hasn't looked as white. It's been more of a non-white, like a beige-ish. And that's because I'm really lazy and I don't film my videos until night. So, like, if I was filming it earlier in the day, there'd be more daylight coming in and making it more white-ish. But yeah, anyway, I've been waiting long enough. It's already like 5:30, so let's do this.
Stop, look and watch. It's Crazy Josh.
Welcome back to the CrazyJoshCravies. I make vlogs and sketches and whatnot. And today my hair is a little less than perfect. Of course, usually it's like absolutely perfect, but yeah. So I'll waste no time with this. I made a video, Halloween Thriller 2013. Speedlearner made a response to that, so this is my response to that response to my video. Yes. Speedlearner, take it away.
When I watched World War Z, they made a horrible mistake that I'm glad you didn't make in yours.
What, casting Brad Pitt?
They listed just about every single company that had anything to do with that movie at the very beginning of that movie.
Well, I mean, so did I, but just, you know, not a lot of people were involved.
And I hope as a movie maker, as you will become, you don't do that with your movies. Because you're going to lose your audience in about 6 seconds.
Oh, and I should just like make vines for a living. I don't know if you watched this or not, but there was actually Halloween Thriller 2012 we made last year. And this was a prequel to that, and so that's what the ending part was. It ties in and everything, so you should watch those two. Maybe like 2013 then 2012. See it in chronological order, because then you'd understand that. For Halloween Thriller 2014, it's also a prequel to 2012, but it's sort of a prequel sequel to 2013. Some of these things were going to be explained in the Halloween Thriller 2014, but you know, I'll explain it now.
You had a sport utility vehicle driving around. I didn't have a single idea where you were driving around.
The main character, Alex Monroe, was in fact the worker for a drug dealer, and he was going to the elementary school to get chemicals. The reason he was sent to the elementary school is because nobody really liked him, and so they sent him there figuring he would get arrested anyway. So that's where he was driving.
I thought it would be very interesting if you'd have gone to the slightly extra effort of going to a junkyard or to a scrap yard, finding yourself a cheap used steering wheel and using that as your prop to drive.
Actually, that the camouflage thing is actually the cover for our steering wheel. So and I had a rod in there, so it looked pretty much as real as a normal steering wheel would have. I
did like the cigarette though. I don't know how you did that one, but that was clever. I have to give you that one.
I actually have to thank the dollar store for that. A couple days before we were filming, me and my mom were going into town because we actually, or not town, but Seattle, because we actually lost the mask from last year that we used for the zombie, and I freaked out, so we were going there to try and find a new one, which luckily we did find one that looked like the one from last year. But also, while we were at the dollar store, we got this. It's a fake cigarette. Oops. So, from a distance it looks like a real one. But obviously we weren't going to use a real cigarette. For many reasons, but yeah, so it's a prop.
But anyway, the police officer stops your car. It is never explained in your entire video why he would initially stop the car in the first place, why he suddenly wanted to see what was in the back of your vehicle.
The cop, the main character of 2014, of course that hasn't come yet, but he will be. He has been tracking down this drug dealing guys for the past few months, and he tracked it all down to this one guy. That's who he's following. He stopped him because he wanted to prove that he was the drug dealer guy, because there would have been drugs in the back, and you know, Alex freaked out and just drove off.
I think it would have been interesting if you had actually designed a fake ID and had taken from your parents a used registration and use that as props in your movie. I think that would have been very interesting to have seen.
Well, actually, it wasn't that easy to tell, but what I had was my dad's ID card. I think I was holding it behind the papers, and the papers were actually the registration for the van that we were in.
So you escape from the police officer and you drive to a school.
Yes, he went to a school, like I said before. Nobody liked him, so they sent him to the school.
Anyway, the police officer shows up, your character is hidden, and the police officer can't find him. What I found interesting was that the police officer didn't try to get into the vehicle, nor did the police officer impound the vehicle.
Well, the thing is, the cop wanted Alex to think that he had left, so Alex would continue on with what he was doing. He didn't try to get into the car or impound it because he wanted to just be able to follow Alex around. He was actually hiding in the bushes watching him, and that will be shown in 2014.
Now, when I was in school, we didn't exactly have chemistry sets in the elementary school. Now, I did go to a unit school where they had the elementary school, the junior high, and the high school all basically in the same building. The elementary school was on the left, the middle school was in the middle, and of course the high school was on the right.
Actually, in my old town, Tenasket, Washington, the three schools were all right next to each other too. They had the district office, and then the elementary school, and then the high school and middle school in one building.
You get out there and you find out the car is locked, you can't get in. Yes, I have had that experience myself. What I found interesting was that there was no spare key behind the license plate or underneath the car.
I mean, Alex isn't the smartest guy around, so he wouldn't be smart enough to have a spare key.
Your character runs into the school, and the security cameras didn't pick up your main character, and there was no librarian wandering around looking at all the aisles to see who was there, and there were no kids running around reading the books. No kids were reading any books at all.
Well, actually, once again, this will be explained in Halloween Thriller 2014. The cop wanted to keep following Alex, and so he actually went into the school, told the librarian, told the principal. They just had the library closed down all day. That's why Alex was able to hide out there all day without anybody noticing him. But of course they actually knew he was there, but he didn't know that. And when he eventually left, that's because hiding near the end of the hall was the cop, but he had fallen asleep by then, so he wasn't able to catch him.
I will also say that if one is going to turn into a zombie, it would usually be some kind of a biological agent that would turn them, and why did it take 7 hours to change that person?
The thing is, when he mixed some chemicals together wrong earlier, and that's what made him see like the weird vision of him, but that was like an immediate reaction, and then it was in his system, but it took a couple of hours. It took 7 hours to actually take a full effect. So yeah, that's about it. Hopefully you stuck around. I personally wouldn't have. Ted, I hope you enjoyed this, and everybody else who viewed it. Link to his video in the description. And yeah, that's about it. So until next time, I bid you all goodbye.
I am so glad you did not do like World War Z did.
What, casting Brad Pitt?